Greetings, mortals, and welcome. Please present your tickets for validation. Thank you. Your existence has been acknowledged, and you have been granted access every Thursday and Friday. You will be accompanying your guides, Krista and Brandy, along with a world-renowned guest. They will be exploring an intriguing tendril of what humans refer to as reality each week, as they strive to advance you further down the path to the truths of your physical earth and what lies on the other side. Remember to please keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times, and do not exit until the craft has come to a complete stop.
Hey everybody, welcome. As everybody can see, we are missing Brandy, but she is trying to log in. She said something in chat that she's trying. Her internet just sucks, guys.
Yeah.
It does. So I don't know. Hopefully she'll be able to hop on with us. But until then, how are you all?
Doing good. How
about you?
Yeah.
If I was any better, it wouldn't be legal.
There you go. There you go. And Tex, you were a surprise coming on. Otherwise, I'd added you into the title of the show.
Yeah.
But you said you didn't have nothing else to do, so it's all good.
I am on a 3-day weekend because I had my last day shift today, and Tuesday I start night shift. So,
Oh, nice. So you're off.
I mean, good about the 3 days off, but working nights kind of sucks.
Yeah. I'll be working 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
So that's overnights. That's like third shift.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't stand. I work either third shift or first shift. I will not work second shift. I hate second shift. It's right in the middle of it. You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
I did overnight 10 to 6 for like 2.5 years, and it was rough. Especially having the 2 days off. You don't know what to do.
I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I was working at that other outfit. I was working 12-hour shifts,
Right.
and
there she is.
I was working 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. But one week I'd have a 3-day weekend, and next weekend I had a 4-day weekend, and it rotated like that. So that was nice. I had all the time in the world.
Yeah, I can't do second shift. And I can't even do third shift. I'm a days girl. I have to have daytime job. And I've had a daytime job like pretty much my whole life. I've never worked second or third. I don't think I could handle it. I'm a wuss when it comes to that. So. I've
probably, if you cut it up and put it in percentage wise, I have probably worked late nights most of my life.
Wow.
Because I worked when I was in the military. I pulled the night shift because nobody else wanted it. When I was working in the oil field, and then when I was bouncing, of course, you don't get off till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. So, and then hell, I worked security for a while. That was night shift, and rolled into this, this career in '92, and hell, most of that's night shift. So
wow. Hey, Brandy, I'm glad you made it.
Finally, let's see if it stays.
Don't touch anything.
Don't move a muscle.
Don't move.
Don't breathe on it.
Yeah.
You can talk without moving your mouth, right?
I need a different choice,
Right. Before we get rolling on the show, we got tickets available for this event. It is next weekend at Malvern Manor, and Josh Hurd is going to hang out with us, and so it'd be fun. And we're also going to feed you tacos. So if you're in the area and you want to hang out with us, tickets are on sale now through Eventbrite. That was quick and easy, painless. So we thought about tonight's, last night we didn't do a show because of the 4th of July. And by the way, I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. And so I asked Brandy, I was like, what do you want to do? And she's like, let's just do question and answers and ask Donny and Paul if they want to come on. So I'm like, perfect. So thank you, Tennessee Ridge Runner. Appreciate that.
You got a new member right off the bat before we even went live.
That's right. We do. Yep. And I'll bring that one up too. Yes, most definitely. But thank you very much.
And here comes Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Penny Bow says tacos. You should have started with that.
I saw that.
Yeah, maybe we should have. But that's all right. We're we'll still feed you. Get you some tacos. But anyway, if anybody's interested, come on with us. And also, yes, new member is Charles. Thank you very much to Charles, Tennessee Ridge Runner, and Gary Spike Sr. Thank you, all three of you.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So we thought tonight that you guys want to ask us anything. It doesn't matter what it's about. You've got 5 different opinions here, and we're all 5 of us are very different. So it doesn't have to be paranormal or any of that related, whatever. If you want to ask something, ask it. Tonight's the night. Get away with it. Totally be it's a free game.
I did one of these shows not too long the other day.
So yeah, this is so anyway, if anybody has anything to ask away. I will start. Okay. Ask each of you guys. Tennis shoes or flip-flops?
When?
What you wear the most?
I'm not going to say it. I'm going to show it.
Flip-flops. There you go.
I don't wear flip-flops.
Okay. Donnie?
I'm either tennis shoes, boots, or barefoot. That's all you get from me.
I only wear Crocs.
Oh, Bristol said Crocs too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I wear the Crocs that kind of look like sneakers, so nobody notices unless they really pay attention.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Brandy?
Are we talking about at work or not at work?
Just what you wear the most of, wherever.
Probably my slides.
There you go. Me, I like my flip-flops. Wear them a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway,
They're just more comfortable after being in shoes and stuff all day.
They really are. I'm telling you. Yeah, you're not lying. Yeah.
Hey, real quick before we answer that question. We got a hurricane moving across the Yucatan right now, peninsula, and Burl. It hammered Jamaica at a Category 5, and it's headed towards Texas, and we've got a few people in chat that live down south where it's going to hit, because they're talking Houston, Austin, and it possibly is going to cause trouble up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area too. So it depends how much strength it gains. So y'all be careful down there, in the path of Burl.
Absolutely. And say some prayers for everybody in Texas, sounds like.
Definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
So
Audacious
anyway.
Amber says, have you heard about John Phoenix from Sweden and what all he has to say about the many different types of dogmen, where they come from and why they're here? I have not heard from him. Has anybody on the panel?
I have not either.
No.
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah,
neither do I.
Yeah,
I'm going to look him up right now. I'm kind of curious now.
There you go.
I
Look
was
him up.
say I'm gonna write him down. But I have to say one thing before we all get started. My daughter bought me a new pen.
Oh, that's cool. Love it.
For my
That's
birthday.
So I showed them before we went on, Brandy, but my cousin made me this little air freshener thing.
Those are cool.
Oh,
It's not
look.
glittery. It's not glitter. So, but it's
Well, they can't make just one. They've got to have more.
right.
Okay.
We're gonna have them too.
All right. So there's that one. We are not familiar with that person. All right. Be kind. She says, okay, please talk to me about saging for protection. I have heard that it only neutralizes spirits, good and bad. Who wants to go first?
Not my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Texas, like, no. No.
I mean, I hear it works.
Saging for protection is good. Saging for protection does not neutralize. It actually pushes them out of your space.
Yes.
So it just doesn't hold them in. Like if you're saging your house, it doesn't hold them in your house. It pushes them out of your house. That's why they say when you sage, you must open windows to allow all the spirits and entities out.
Yep.
So when you sage, where do you sage it at? Do you mean do you sage it around the inside or just in a room or
everywhere, your whole house? So you don't just do like one room, you walk the walls. And you know, another thing too, like it's same thing as praying. Words are just words unless you really mean them. So when you're saging and you're doing a cleansing on your home or someone else's, you have to mean what you're saying also. You know, if not, it's just words and it's not going to work, you know? So yeah. Yep. And so, I even sage your body. Absolutely. You can. If you're in a negative situation or at a negative haunting or something like that. Yes. We have done that, like leaving a haunted location and stuff. Yep.
I've heard that
it's best to take your shoes off and start saging, let the smoke permeate your body from the feet up. So it takes everything from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why you should wear flip-flops.
There you go. Kimberly says you can also get a glass of salt water in a room where you have a negative feeling and let it sit for 24 hours. Yeah.
So let me ask you this about the whole saging and cleansing and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Madeline, I think that's the most important right there is intent.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. She nailed it.
I've heard that you're supposed to do it like, what is it, counterclockwise or clockwise or something, and if you do it wrong, it has the opposite effect. I've heard all kinds of stuff.
So you do go clockwise. However, it's you know, if you do it wrong, people say that it can amp up activity. But to me, doing it wrong is not meaning what you're doing and what you're saying. So to me, words are just words. And if you're going through there and you're saying, you know, all like positive adjectives, but not meaning those positive adjectives, then yeah, you can take it off and, you know, it could make it worse. Yes. But if you're doing it and, you know, whenever like I do it, you know, I only say only love, light, peace, joy, happiness, all positive adjectives, you know, allowed in this house or wherever, you know, all others leave and leave now. And you got to mean those words though. And that's where it's at.
I've also heard that
whatever works.
This is where I thought Brandy was going when she said take your shoes off. That before you sage or whatever, go outside, take your shoes off, and let yourself get grounded.
You can do that. Nothing wrong with that. And it doesn't matter just for like that's cleansing yourself too. Mm-hmm. So you can ground yourself, you know, and there's different ways to do that too. We haven't done a show like that in a while and talk about that kind of stuff, and we can in an upcoming episode. But yeah, those are things you can do too to ground yourself also. And you also like if you're you know like in a negative type place and you just feel like you're really having an awful day, you've been around negative people and stuff, you can also take a shower and picture yourself, you know, under like a waterfall or, you know, someplace beautiful and all of that negativity leaving your body as well.
I would always be in the shower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Hey, I know some people, there ain't enough water in the world to wash the negativity off of them.
So, Brandy, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I've said it before, but I'm a water baby. So when I'm feeling negative or I'm just down, depressed, whatever, water is my first number one thing to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Use rivers or lakes, any type of natural body of water. Then I go to my shower. But like I said, I try to get to, fresh spring or, a freshwater lake. And I'll go to salt water and then I'll go to my shower.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
It's to recharge. Yep. It's to recharge. It makes you feel better. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
I'm like you, Brandy. I'm a water baby. I mean, I guess that's why I took to diving so much, because it's. I swear I could be a fish. I could be a merman, or whatever, and I would be just happy as I could be, because when I'm under the water, it's just like everything goes away.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's just like another world.
Yep.
I've never, as much as I've dove, I've never gotten tired of that environment. It's not just old hat. It's always, it's I don't know. It's a weird feeling. It's just like,
feels good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm at peace.
Yeah, and I'm going to add another comment up here and answer this while we're on the cleansing. Maddie says, if you're trying to do a cleanse while afraid, can that make it worse or just not have any effect? So I think it all goes back to your intent. If you believe that it works and you believe the words you're saying, you're showing power to whatever entity is there. And so to me, I believe it'll work as long as, once again, you believe what you're doing and it's working. That's my opinion. Brandy, you got anything to add to that?
No, I think you're right about that. And of course, Chris and I are Christians, so we use basically the words from Christ, and that's what we use. But whatever your divine high power is, if you're meaning it and you mean it with every inch of your soul, it is going to work.
Yeah. Yep. And then, like, even if you are scared, as you said, you're taking charge, you're taking your house back. And that's what it takes to, get rid of some of these negative entities, So I believe it definitely would work. All right. Next question. Okay. We did that one already. Tennessee Ridge Runner says, question, do Dogman and Bigfoot work together as a team to take out things like the rake? Who wants to go first?
Well, I guess I will.
Okay.
Short answer, how the hell would we know?
I think he means our beliefs.
I know. I don't see why they wouldn't. I've actually heard reports of them doing that exact thing. Mm-hmm. So, it's. I did an account of a guy that said he saw a rake kill a couple of dog men and all this kind of stuff. To hear people tell it the rake is almost unkillable, I don't know. Because I don't think the rake is a natural being. Okay, and I think that's where that problem, those issues would come in. Do I think they would team up? Absolutely, I think they would. I mean, if they coexist with each other like we hear about, yeah, I don't see why not.
Donnie, you're up.
I don't know if they get along or team up, but I don't think they're outright enemies or aggressive to each other. I think they're more like, how would I put it? Like a France and Germany kind of situation. They kind of have to be neighbors, but they don't really like each other, but they're not open about it. Usually they'll kind of, it seems like they avoid each other or they would prefer not to have anything to do with each other. But at least they can both agree on their dislike of humans.
Mm-hmm.
I could just imagine like a Bigfoot and Dogman encountering each other one day in the woods. And then they look down, they see a piece of litter. Like someone left like a McDonald's bag on the ground. Dogman and Bigfoot look at each other, they'll just shake their hands. They're like, man, these humans. Man, they're so sick of humans. They're so sick of them. That's their one common ground.
I kind of think it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation. In that situation we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if a baby Dogman and a puppy boy and a baby Bigfoot were to encounter each other, I think they might be curious and play with each other. But then their parents would come in and be like, yo, what are you doing? Because I've seen videos of like baby chimps playing with baby baboons, like just playing together and being real curious. And then the parents show up and they snatch the kids away. They're like, no, you don't you don't talk to those people.
Ignorance is learned.
Yeah. Baboons and chimps don't really seem to distrust each other. So I would imagine it would be something like that.
Yeah.
Who could have guessed that primates would be racist?
Yeah.
Right?
They're weird like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, you got any opinions on that?
I agree with what Donnie said. I mean, they don't seem like they're wanting to work together. I mean, just kind of, you be over there, I'll be over here. I'll play in my sand, you play in your sand. And, if something gets between us, then, if it's for the betterment of both of us, then we'll deal with it together, maybe. So, I mean, I kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Randy?
I'm thinking along the same lines. I
Yeah.
don't think they work together. I think they just kind of tolerate each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of the same. I kind of agree with the rest of you guys. Let's see. Next question. For those just tuning in, we're doing a question and answer. So it's ask us anything. It can be anything. So if you have a question to ask, put it in all caps so I can see it, please. All right. Next one. Mickey G says, Phoenix lights, aliens or flares?
I'm going to say aliens.
Paul says aliens.
Straight up aliens. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Especially that Jason McLean fella who says that all UFOs are like of a spiritual nature. Nah, yo. Demons can't fly spaceships. They from space. Those are aliens. Aliens. Extraterrestrials.
There you go.
Why do I have to explain to cryptid paranormal people that aliens come from space? This is so ridiculous to me. Why do I have to say it? It should be common hat, right? They're aliens. Why do I have to say this topic like it's like such a new and novel idea that they come from space? It's people like Jason McLean, folks, is poisoning the well.
There you go.
Aliens, 100%.
All right. Tex.
Something like the Phoenix lights. I mean, it's been witnessed by hundreds, if not thousands of people, time and time again.
Yeah.
If they were flares, I would think that evidence of that would have surfaced by now, and I haven't seen that. So I'm going to have to go with unexplained phenomenon, because I don't know if it would be aliens or why couldn't they just be orbs?
Yeah. That's true. Very true. I think I don't know. I kind of lean more towards on the alien side myself.
I was on the fence until Kurt Russell came out and said that he saw them, and I was like, well, if Kurt Russell saw them, then for sure. And he was piloting, right? I think he was in the sky when he saw it. That was Kurt Russell.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kurt Russell. That guy was in Thing.
Right?
Yeah, I believe him. I believe that guy. That convinced me 100%. Kurt Russell.
Yeah, because it's Kurt Russell, right?
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
I hear you. All right. Everybody answered that one. Brandy, did you answer that one?
I don't think I needed to. I don't know. I don't know what they are.
She'll know what
I
the
have
hell
no
it
idea.
is.
No,
I agree with you.
I can't tell you. I mean, I've looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. All right. Born Not to Run. What is your opinion on CES?
Is that supposed to be plural for CEs in general? Or
Well, I thought it may be CE5.
Yeah.
is that a 5?
I don't know. It
Yes.
says CES,
Yes.
but I can give you my opinion on CE5.
Okay.
So I think if your intentions are there, it's kind of like meditating, and it's like anything else. Brandy and I have a friend who does that, and she has good results. So if you're want to make contact, I think it would be a good way to make contact. However, maybe it's kind of like the alien version of a Ouija board, because you're calling them in, and kind of like a Ouija board you are too,
Right.
So I don't know. What do you guys think?
And Born to Run said, "Oh yeah, 5." I keep forgetting the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Go ahead, Brandy.
I was just gonna say, okay, so you're out there and you're opening your mind, right? Now, our friend who does this is very well versed in a lot of things. She is very knowledgeable. She knows what she's doing. Okay, she will know the difference. Just in case you're out there and you're opening yourself up to these things, you may open yourself up to something not so nice. And I'm not talking alien. I'm talking about something that could be just a mean-spirited entity, even something demonic. You could do all kinds of things if you are not clear on what you're doing. Like Krista said, your intent has to be correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's
Brandy, you cut out on us.
Oh.
I said, I think it's kind of a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would agree. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
Yeah,
No,
summoning stuff is... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, good. Go ahead, Donny.
Summoning stuff is never a good idea. I always equate it to like Ouija boards and CE5s and those kinds of things. I always equate it to like AOL chat rooms from like the mid to late 90s. I don't know if you guys ever messed with AOL chat rooms back in the day. But I used to go into chat rooms a lot.
yeah.
And like, you never know who you're going to get, right? You go into those places and yeah, you might meet a nice person or a cool person. But chances are most of the people who've got, who are nice and cool have better things to do than to talk to strangers in AOL chat rooms.
Sure.
For the most part, you're going to get some kind of creepo.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about like summoning stuff, right? Chances are you're going to get something that's got nothing better to do than to just get summoned and mess with some humans.
Right. Right. For sure.
I love that analogy, Donny. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, yeah, somebody might really want to see a UFO fly across the sky or whatever fly across the sky, but be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what kind of creep is on the other side of that bright light.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I like Bristol's comment. I want no part of CE5. It's a quick lane to abduction, and you know what that entails: probing.
Yeah, supposedly I've got the Golden Probe Award. I don't know.
I heard.
But I'm on board with the rest of y'all on this, and I was going to say I'm really on, because Jason's the one that kind of clarified that for me, because I think he explained it like a Ouija board with lasers,
Well, also you're out there, you're meditating is what you're doing.
Yeah. And I I'm not a fan. I don't know. I don't trust it. I'll put it that way. And I don't know enough about it to feel comfortable in doing it.
Right.
Y'all know me. I don't mind poking the bear, but it's I don't know. That's kind of out of my league, I guess. And of course, I've never really been a big UFO guy as far as investigating that type of thing. Now that may very well change in 2 weeks when I go to Utah.
Right.
But because the place I'm going is supposedly got the darkest skies in America, so I will be doing plenty of sky watching. So I may bring back some pretty cool video. I don't know. We'll see. But I ain't gonna try that stuff. Not while I'm out there. Nope, ain't happening. Ain't happening.
Just point and shoot.
Yeah. Yep. Anybody have anything else about that?
Mm-mm.
Nope. All right. Next question. Let's see. We answered that one. Maddie asks, do you think hauntings occur more in rural or urban areas? What do you guys think?
I don't think it really matters, does it? No. I mean,
I have a theory on that. I think it occurs more in rural areas because there are fewer things that are actually interfering with the entity's ability to communicate. That's why you don't hear about too many hauntings in like Manhattan or like Times Square, right? Mm-hmm. There's just way too much traffic. There's way too much information, noise, pollution, lights, radiation from electronics. It's just a wash, right? It's just too busy. That's why I've heard a few haunting stories in city areas, but if you were to work it out mathematically, there should be a way more haunting stories because there's way more people, there's way more death and everything. But I think the reason why you hear more about hauntings in like these isolated rural big houses or these prisons that are kind of like removed, right? Hospitals, insane asylums. These are all places that are removed from civilization, right? Because I think there is something to being in a highly densely populated area that would interfere with the spirit's ability to manifest itself to the human perception.
Mm-hmm.
There's a section here in St. Louis, Krista, you might know it. It's Lafayette Park or Lafayette Square. Mm-hmm. A lot of and that's in a pretty good section of the city of St. Louis, and a lot of the houses there are supposedly haunted too. So, that's in a really dense area too. So,
yeah, I could see that. So my opinion, I think it's just, I think a lot of hauntings, there's everything from intelligent to residual. So anything that makes a mark, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Maybe someone just loved their house and, whatever, and they it imprints. And so for me, I don't think it really matters. I think it's just the history of either the land or the house or who lived there or what happened at that area, at that house or land or whatever, it could have been a shootout or something, so that's my 2 cents. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
You got a new member.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Vault of Yes, thank you.
Yep, thanks, Vault. If anybody hasn't done so, go over and subscribe to Vault to BS. I got to tell you, the people that have been causing a lot of the trouble, he makes videos, and go check his stuff out for sure and subscribe to him. I like his stuff. Anyway, all right.
All right. So
ahead,
what I was saying is I don't think it matters what location, like you said, Krista. I don't think it matters what location. Donnie, to go back on what you said about city lights, electricity, and blah, blah, blah. I would think that they would be able to manifest more there. The only problem is that there is so many lights, there is so much noise that maybe people aren't hearing things that are actually going on, or they're not seeing things because they're too busy going about their daily lives to notice these things.
Yeah.
Right.
See that.
I believe there's rural versus state. All right.
We didn't get that last bit that you just said.
I think there is just as many hauntings per, according to rural and like city. I think they're the same when you're talking about actual hauntings. It's just when you get in a rural environment, you're able to see and hear more.
Gotcha. Okay.
Speaking of haunting, Brandy, is your window open behind you? Because I've
It's
seen
my
your
fan.
drapes. Okay, all right. I just noticed.
Yeah. Not today.
Not today, people. Right. Okay, let's see. Next question. JD Smooth says, what do you guys think is coming for us down the road, honestly? This could go all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
I hope the ice cream truck is coming down the road right now. Or a little later, I guess.
Who wants to go first with that one?
I'll jump in here.
Okay.
There's a lot of folks out there that think that in our lifetime we're going to see everything go to hell in a handbasket.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think it's already there. I'm not real sure because it might get bad. It might get bad, but I don't think it's going to get as bad as it has been in the past. And the reason I say that is we're not in a civil war, folks. I think that's the worst it's ever been because you had brother against brother killing each other and all that kind of stuff. To me, that's the worst it gets. That's the worst, I think whatever happens, we'll rise up and fight it as a nation. As far as that goes,
Yeah.
I do think we're on the cusp of disclosure as far as at least a Bigfoot type cryptid goes.
Mm-hmm.
Dogman, I don't think we'll ever see.
Yes.
But if we had, say, a social or economic breakdown, okay, I think we would see as far as the cryptid stuff goes, I don't think they're going to come out of the woodwork and unleash this hell on us.
Right.
I think they're going to, because everybody, I mean, if that happens,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be absolute pandemonium for a while. I think they're going to take a back seat.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to move back further, deeper in the brush than they already are. And then when
Right.
things settle
Absolutely.
down, when things settle down, and we're not as organized and we're not as much of a threat, you'll start seeing them come back out. I do think we'll start seeing more encounters, open encounters, and if that happens, that's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And really, we're doing our best to destroy a lot of the forests where they live, and I think that could be part of it as well. That
I
they
totally
could
agree.
come up with, hey, you're destroying my forest, I'm gonna come and get you guys. But what I kind of think isn't going to be cryptid or anything. I think something's going to happen, inner Earth. And it's going to maybe like they say, Yellowstone's going to just blow up and wipe out the United States, or someone's going to accidentally hit the red button instead of the black button or whatever and nuke somebody. But I really think one of those two things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not in our lifetime or whatever. But I think that's a certain possibility.
Absolutely. I agree.
Anybody else? I think, am I worried about like my younger kids and my grandkids? A little bit. I am, because they're young. I'll be gone, I hope, before like we see like civil wars and stuff. Although they say it's coming. What do you guys think about that? Do you think a civil war is coming again?
I don't know. I really don't watch the
I don't
news
know.
at all, so I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's already here. It's just a different type of war. It's not fought with bullets, but it's fought with social media and nasty comments online and YouTube videos where you just tear down other people on the opposite side. I think there's a cultural war going on right now. And I think it's raging just as fiercely. The only difference is it's without bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Because, going back to the 1800s Civil War, that would be a little too barbaric for our time. But if we just took that war and just converted it to a different type of war, where it's a war for people's minds rather than shooting people, I think we're in the midst of another civil war that's probably even more severe in a lot of ways.
People hiding behind a computer screen.
The cultural civil war.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's a good point, Donny.
I could see. I really could see some states like separating from the United States. I could see them wanting to become their own sovereign.
Yeah. Lost her again. Her internet just sucks. Man, I wish she could get in a good spot and get good internet. But okay, off topic.
Okay.
Breakfast: sausage, bacon, or ham? What's your go-to?
All three.
Sausage. If those are my choices.
Those are your three choices.
Bacon.
Sausage, what? Bacon or ham?
Sausage, bacon, or ham?
I typically go sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
Paul,
ham, you
were
kind of
all-
get like for lunch, right? In a sandwich. That ham is always going to be there.
Mhm.
But when else do you ever eat sausage? Unless you're eating like a bratwurst for like dinner or something. But the only time you ever eat sausage is like, for breakfast.
I will tell you this. So you said the only time you eat sausage, and we'll just be very brief on the food subject because we know we can finish the show with food. However, so whenever I make spaghetti, I use breakfast sausage instead of hamburger, and it gives it a whole different flavor.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's really good. And I actually just found that by accident. It's probably 15 years ago. I didn't have any hamburger. I was like, oh, just so sausage. What's the difference? So it's like, everybody's like, man, something's different. Tastes better. And I'm like, okay, there we go. So that's what I do now. Anyway.
And I got to tell you, I love the sausage.
Sorry.
I love the sausage with sage in it.
Yeah.
So when you cook it, you're also saging your house.
There you go.
I'll be right back. Hold on. Keep talking.
Okay.
Dual purpose.
You're also saging your insides.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So JD Smooth, here's a good one. JD Smooth says, what do you guys think about the animal attacks, which is cryptids and when are going to fully come out about the aliens?
Good grief. Okay, talk, Brandy. I got Brandy on the phone here. See if you guys can hear her. Speak, Brandy.
Oh, that was Brandy calling?
All right. Yep. Can you guys hear her? Talk again.
Hello.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, now we can hear her.
Yes, I heard you. Okay.
Awesome.
We're just going to go this way. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I hurried up and I muted so I could answer you. I was like, I better take that call. All right. So Brandy, we'll ask you, out of breakfast meat, bacon, ham, or sausage, what's your go-to?
Sausage.
That's what most people said. So
I'm the only bacon.
I look like Maddie. I think she said bacon too.
Yeah,
And
I think Tim did too.
I know
I
Be
get-
Kind is bacon.
Yeah. Yeah. I like bacon in everything. I'm not gonna lie. Like I put bacon in potato salad. I put it in everything.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but
I'm
I
not
like
saying I'm not a fan of bacon.
Yep.
right.
And when I eat bacon, I like thick cut. I don't like it crunchy, and I like
Yep.
peppered bacon.
Yeah.
The only reason why I didn't choose bacon is because, hey, I'm Korean. We eat bacon for dinner.
I like bacon for dinner.
Hey, I'll take breakfast for dinner any day.
Oh, that's the best.
Me too. Absolutely. Yep.
Bacon is the best, says Glenn Dennison. Yep.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Nellie's funny.
All
She
day,
says,
every day.
Nellie says, I'm not going to say because Truffles might be listening. Well, everybody, no, they do have a pet pig. So, and it was all three pork choices there. So,
Oh man, can I don't know if I should tell you this. I got a real crazy pork story from Korea.
okay, tell it.
It's I don't even know if it's appropriate. No, it's probably not appropriate.
Okay. Yeah. If it's not appropriate.
That's not gonna be appropriate. It's
All
too
right.
gross. It's too gross.
All right. So next question we have. William says, is the beast of LBL a dogman, a gugway, or a devil monkey, or a giant baboon-like creature? What do you guys think?
Aren't baboons devil monkeys? They are. I mean, that's what they are. They're one and the same.
Well, I know they're little things that are
Yeah.
bad and they eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Baboons are
couldn't it be
mean.
all of that?
It
I mean,
could
it's a
be.
big place, isn't it?
Hey, can someone explain to me what the difference is between a gugway and a dogman?
Yes.
Or is that like a Sasquatch Bigfoot thing where it's just like the official word?
So
Is
a
there an actual
gugway,
difference?
a gugway is known, the name, it means face eater. And
Okay.
so they say they kind of similar to looking like a Bigfoot, but they are badass and they will eat you. They have no mercy. So
A
some
lot of
people think maybe they're misidentified, like dogman or things like that too. So
There's the train of thought going around now that maybe they're a hybrid between a Bigfoot and a dog.
could be, and maybe that's why they're like just so badass.
They're like the bigger, meaner versions of like Bigfoot and Dogman. They're like the ones that the regular Bigfoot and Dogman are afraid of, right?
And they're the ones that normally have the snout. So
Mm-hmm.
is it possible?
Yeah.
Hell, anything's possible.
I've heard accounts
Yeah.
where I've heard a few accounts where it was like a Bigfoot encounter, but that Bigfoot was running from something. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the hell was that Bigfoot running from?
Yeah.
What is that it's running from? Like I couldn't even imagine what would make Bigfoot like that, But apparently there's something out there that even Bigfoot and Dogman would run away from. I don't know what it is.
I don't
I
know.
would like to know.
Yeah. Maddie says, I've heard gugway look more like baboons with the longer snout, as Tex said.
Well, if you think about baboons, they look like Dogman versions of it because they're basically, bipedal. Well, they can be, but they're muzzled. They got like dog-like muzzles. I mean, they look like little Dogman. It's just
Yeah.
like,
Little
Well,
dogman with big butts, right?
Well,
With the
and
butt.
that the beast of seven shoots. That some people think it's a dog, a dog man. Some people think it's a swamp ape or a gugway or a Bigfoot. That nobody nobody knows, and that's the problem. I mean, we don't know what these things are, much less what they're capable of. And when you get into the special abilities, we can't prove that they are. Why are we arguing why are we arguing about what they're capable of? Let's focus on if we want disclosure, let's focus on getting that, recognize that they do exist first, and then worry about what they are.
Right. What's your thoughts, Brandy? You've been to the LBL?
To tell you the truth, I have no idea. You know, we talk about the Fort Worth monster,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and how it has been identified differently by different people,
Mm-hmm.
and how through the years, it seems like they've embellished on the story and added things. So, you know, maybe this is the case of this story. I have no idea. I don't know what it is. I mean, to me, it's either Bigfoot or Dogman or a Gugway. That's one of those three for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure of which one it is, honestly.
Yeah, I would agree. So, William, I hope we answered your question, kind of what we thought our opinions. This is a good question here. This was up for controversy for a while. Morgan asks, do you think the Miami Mall alien incident and the Vegas family who had the alien land in their yard are connected? Anybody want to go first?
I don't think the Miami Mall alien incident was real.
See, I don't think the Vegas family one was real, because I heard where that they actually did get caught faking.
Really?
And for all the places for an alien to crash land accidentally on Earth, of all the spots it could have landed on, it landed in Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the odds of that? Of all the places an alien from another star system could land.
Well, you know, they had some money in their pocket and they wanted to gamble, you know.
Well, you know, they were mesmerized by all the lights. I don't know.
They saw the sphere from way up high and they just had to see it.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe the aliens were like, we're here to see Blue Man Group. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else.
Right.
We're here for Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. So my thoughts, you know, I'm not sure about the Miami Mall incident, because I actually watched. I subscribed to a guy who like did a thorough thing there at Miami, and some of the stuff that he showed was pretty cool. But like the grays that were walking and stuff like that, those look very fake to me. And he kind of broke them down as being fake. And then like I said, the family in Vegas, I had heard that they were, I guess, caught. They finally came out or something and said they made all that up. So, yeah.
I don't know. It reminded me both situations reminded me a lot of the Joe Diffie song Third
Rock. Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. True story.
Which, if you haven't heard that song, go listen. You'll understand why I say that.
Yeah.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah.
I feel like gray aliens are like cryptids, but for people in the urban life. Because all the cryptid encounters, well, not all, but a lot of the cryptid encounter stories you do hear coming out from like major cities are always aliens, right?
Yeah.
It's aliens. They're the urban cryptids.
Yeah. You know, Julie has a good point here, though. She says, the thing that bothers me about the Miami thing is shutting down the airport.
That's true. It's a good point.
Wait, what happened with the Miami thing shutting down the airport?
Like they shut the Miami airport down when all this was going on.
When the Miami Mall alien was happening?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they originally think it was, or at first, didn't they think it was an active shooter in the mall?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's an active shooter, I mean, and the airport is close, wouldn't they?
Right. I watched
shut
the
that
news
down?
report from Vegas. The news reports from Vegas stated that they thought was some gang type activities going on with vandalism, violence, and a couple other things.
Yeah.
And so when all the police showed up, that was their, I guess, you know, their plan. That's how they were working things out. They were putting a new system in place. And when these things happen, it's all responders on duty. They show up, the everything gets shut down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you know, I don't believe the news half the time because they don't tell us the truth. I mean,
Right.
I mean, you watch Fox News and then you watch CNN and you're hearing two different stories. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mark here has a comment. It says, can't make up police cam footage of something crashing in that neighborhood. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Well-
don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, this day and age with AI and all the video editing software and everything, I think you could make just about anything.
Yeah.
It might not look
Yeah.
perfect.
I think we're to a point we can't trust any video or photographs at all.
I don't trust any.
I agree. You can't, because there's so much AI. You can make any picture, any voice recording, do anything and sound like anybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
I always
think,
tell
honestly,
people. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Donny.
No, I always tell people my rule of thumb for like videos when it comes to like paranormal encrypted stuff. The only videos or photos that I will consider or that I will be more inclined to believe are the ones where I actually know who it was that took the video, or I know who it was that took
Correct.
the photo. Like if text came up to me and had like, "Hey Donnie, check this out. I took this on my phone." Then I'll be like, "What the hell?" Right? But even still, like, because I've had people that I knew show me pictures and videos that they took where I was like, my mind was blown. But even still, I knew that if it went out like viral on the internet, people would be like, yeah, that's fake.
Yeah.
Right? People won't believe it. So it's just one of those things.
And, and everybody talks about this like it's a bad thing. And I was on board with that too. Where are we at now? But I got to thinking about it. And maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's going to force these researchers to go more towards the hard evidence versus all these recordings and videos and all this kind of stuff. So, maybe we'll see more of the physical evidence coming out of the field, I hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe so. All right, next question. JD Smooth says, do you think they will tell the truth about aliens and the cryptid attacks on humans? I don't.
I think it's going to come to a point where eventually they're not going to have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not going to voluntarily. They're not going to voluntarily. Yeah. If we're talking about the government, they're not going to voluntarily.
No.
Easy for me to say. Come out and say, yeah, aliens been abducting citizens.
Yeah.
For years.
Dude,
centuries.
it is every politician's job since the day they come out of politics school. It is their day-to-day full-time job to lie.
Mm-hmm.
That is their sole purpose in their functions as a politician. That's their job. You think they're going to all of a sudden come out one day and be like, well, guys, I guess aliens are real? No, they're not going to do that unless it's so obvious where there's like a UFO landing in every street corner where the government will finally be like, well, I guess it's cats come out of the bag. I always say the only thing that the government's ever going to be honest with you about is how much taxes you owe.
I was just thinking that.
That's the only thing. That's the only time the government will ever be honest.
Yeah. True story. True story. I don't think that they will. I mean, they've done the soft disclosure on the alien thing or the UFO thing. However, as far as the cryptid things, no, I think they'd be out way too much money. And I don't think they'll come out about it, not at least in my lifetime. I don't see that happening. Brandy, what do you think?
I don't think so either, Krista. I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah.
And who would believe them if they said it?
Right.
That's what they're counting on.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
I believe that 100%.
I mean, look what they came out and said UFOs exist, and then they reneged, and then they came out again, and then they came. But look what effect, and we talked about this at nauseum. Well, look what the effect of the community when they first came out and said you admitted UFOs were there.
Mm-hmm.
I expected these YouTube channels and these circles to blow up about this stuff.
Yeah.
You barely heard a peep. Why? And you barely heard a peep from on the mainstream or anything. Why?
Right.
Because everybody went, yeah, we knew.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's what we're dealing with Bigfoot anyway. Not other cryptids, but Bigfoot. We're working towards slow disclosure. They're desensitizing us. So when they do come out and admit, oh, okay, there's something out there, but it's very, very rare, all this kind of stuff, that everybody's going to go, well, I guess that guy down the street ain't crazy.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I like what Vault said. It's all about distraction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both, he says it's all about distraction recently. Keep the sheep off the serious problems.
Mhm.
It's true.
Mhm.
Very, very true. All right. So next question. I mean, you guys are asking some really great questions. William says, what do you think of reports of military units killing Bigfoot, dogmen, and mountain goats and other creatures? Anybody?
It's a pretty cool premise.
What'd you say, Donny?
I think it happens.
Yeah, I think that it's a pretty cool idea. I would like to be there and watch it. I'd like to witness it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Bigfoot get what's coming. I want to be there for that, but I'm just sad that I'm not able to witness that with my own eyes.
I think it's happened. I think we got bodies on the slab. I think we've got live captured ones that they know what they're doing.
Mhm.
They know.
Do you believe that they have there are some that for super soldiers?
It wouldn't surprise me if they're experimenting with them anyway. Supposedly there was a story. Now there's actually several stories, but there was a story. I believe it was South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. I usually get that wrong, but there was a facility there that was making dog men, and they got loose. They got out of the facility, and they wiped out a whole village of people before they rounded them up.
Wow.
So.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I do believe, I'm like you. I think that they do have bodies. I think, I'm not so sure about the super soldiers, but I do believe that they have live specimens. I believe they have dead specimens. And that goes for Bigfoot, dogmen, aliens, all of that, in my personal opinion. JD Smooth says something interesting here. Says the Army Corps of Engineers has a handbook on them.
I wonder if there's that one guy out there who's just this Bigfoot killing master. He's the pro. He's the ace of aces. He knows every way to kill a Bigfoot. Every trick that they have.
Yeah.
He's the Michael Jordan of killing Bigfoot. I want to know who that guy is.
Yeah. Tennessee Ridge Runner says, I work for the government. They will not tell the truth. And then Charles says, the military supposedly fought cryptids in Vietnam. Interesting.
I heard about that one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they call them rock apes down there.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I've heard several reports of our soldiers running into them in the jungles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you won't read about that in our history books, will you?
No.
Not at all.
Nope. Not at all. Yep. All right.
But, the thing about it is they have put Bigfoot in pamphlets. I mean, and you've got several states, if not counties or cities, that have laws against harming them. You've got the law that the UK passed several years ago against harming chimera. The US followed suit a couple of years ago. You've got the Sasquatch Prudential Park up in Canada. And when asked about it, they said they named it that as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
A joke?
Yeah. I don't know any government's got a sense of humor.
No. I agree.
So,
Mm-hmm. All right. So next question. Ooh, we're going to curses now. Kimberly asks, so if you have a curse placed upon you, how would you go about finding out who placed the curse? Who wants to go first?
I think I'd be more concerned about getting the curse lifted off me
Mm-hmm.
and then finding out who.
I think to get it lifted, though, you have to find out who and why. Brandy, what was that?
I was repeating exactly what you were saying verbatim.
Yeah.
You do have to find out who it is.
Mm-hmm. to get it removed. So
Yeah, because you have to find out exactly what type of I'm going to say magic. Let's just use the word magic was used.
mhm. Yeah. So I mean there's several ways I feel like you could, find out who did it. You can go see people who do curses. There are, some good ones out there that would probably help you. Or go see, I have a friend with the initials TP. Brandy knows who I'm talking about. That's who I go to. But yeah. What do you guys think?
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, it makes sense to find somebody a witchcraft that can handle that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kimberly, she says, well, then I need to know who the hell did it. If you feel like you have a curse on you, email us at blondesandbooze@gmail.com, and then we can dig deeper into and see what's going on. At least maybe find some reputable people for you. Try to help you out that way.
Somebody for you. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not versed in that, but we can sure see who we can find. So if you want to email us, that'd be fine. So, and then she says again on that line, I mean, I know what I've been told and about the time that it started, so it only makes sense that there's the one person that comes to mind. So
that's always a good start.
Yep, that's where I'd start for sure. Yeah, it says Danielle and other people have told her that she has one and it's a negative one.
Wow.
So here's another thing that I do want to address. I mean, like people telling people that, like they have a curse or whatever without giving them guidance. I think that is wrong. And it, talk privately, but hey, let's figure out how to help you, not scare you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so Kimberly, I mean, you're more than welcome to contact Brandy and I, and we'll do what we can to help you. I'm not people who know people. So we'd be glad to help you that way.
Yeah. And my personal advice is put your heart and your faith.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, okay. So next question. Be Kind says, okay, if I don't bump anyone else, and you're not, because I'm just going in order as I'm getting them. It says anything under the Denver airport. That's a hot topic. That's been a hot topic. What do you guys think?
I have no idea.
I think there's a bunch of satanic stuff under there.
I do too.
Yeah, bunch of satanic crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Text.
I think it's built in the wrong spot.
You think it's the ground?
Yeah, I think it's the ground.
Do you? Well, could be. Could be. So I'm looking that up now and to see like the myths and legends. And I think it's, and there's just a whole lot to it, actually, like secret societies and like Donny says, Satanism and, things like that I feel like, happen. They also say like the lizard people come out of there and, things like that. So I don't know. Is it possible? Yeah, there is a lot of weird stuff. Look at the symbols. Isn't there a bunch of symbols and stuff? Yeah. Why would they have that? Like, to me, that's like a soft disclosure, right?
I mean, there's a whole history behind it.
Well, it's been, it's been talked about for years and years and years. So
yeah,
it's kind of, with me, it's kind of a, where there's smoke, there's fire type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and you're right, Krista, there's a lot of imagery that is just looks, I mean, it's just inappropriate and it's questionable.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that's true.
So that horse that's rearing up's a Mustang, but most Denverites know him by his demonic sounding nickname, Lucifer. Ew.
What did that tell you? Right
Yeah,
there.
no kidding. Wow.
Yeah. This.
Yeah, I think it's definitely. I think that it's definitely tainted out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why the Broncos haven't been good for a while.
Maybe so, Paul.
So I've got a little announcement.
Okay.
We are now 4-time winners of Best Cryptid in the UFO channel.
Congratulations.
Nice. Congratulations.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm happy I'm clapping over here.
There's the award from from last year.
I remember that last year. Yeah. Interesting. Very cool.
So thank you to Conversations with the Curious. So go check out their channel.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty cool. They've been out in the field with me numerous times, and we've had some crazy stuff happen.
Awesome. Very cool. I'm trying to read through comments here.
Do I at least get my picture taken with the award this year?
Sure.
Sure.
We'll just surround you with them. Like you're taking a bath in awards.
That's right.
That's funny. Too funny. All right, here's another question. Furetian says, do you think the rake is a government experience?
I think it made government experiment.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No. I do not. And I'll tell you why. I think the rake is what we used to call a ghoul. It's been around for thousands of years. My personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. I think it's on a spiritual level myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Brandy?
I like Tex was saying, I think it's been around for a long, long time. Yeah. It's just been known by many different names.
Yep. All right.
I think it's a rabid gray alien, personally.
It's a chupacabra.
It's like a gray alien, but it's gone like nuts, like it has
a rogue
kind of like
alien.
the way of the alien.
The other aliens just kind of dumped it off the UFO, being like,
maybe,
this thing is
disease. Maybe it's a hybrid between a gray alien and a chupacabra.
Maybe it's the Gugway of the aliens.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's that one gray alien that the other gray aliens are just not comfortable being around.
It's one of those kind of dumb galaxies that no one really likes. Yeah.
There you go.
I like what William Bays said. He said the rake or wraith is a very evil spirit. Exactly. I think they're the same thing.
Yep, I do too. Yeah. All right. So a couple more questions here. We've got about 15 minutes before we end the show. So this is another question here. Not counting Bigfoot or Dogman, what are your favorite cryptids? Paranormal Paul, you go first on this one.
I'm gonna say Mothman, because that's one of the first cryptid interviews that I did with a guy named T. Krulos, who is he's a journalist up in Milwaukee who did a story about Mothman and a book about Mothman. And it was really kind of cool. So I'm gonna say that for personal reasons that it was my first one.
Yeah. Tex, what do you think? What's your favorite?
Mer people.
That's a good one. Donnie?
Well, as a president and founding member of the newest branch of the field of cryptozoology, the North American Elvis Project, I will have to say that my favorite cryptid would be the Elvis.
The Elvis.
And as I've recently started this new organization called the North American Elvis Project, because we Elvis experiencers, we need to have a safe space where people can come together and share their encounters of the Elvis phenomena without fear of mockery from the Bigfoot and Dogman nerds. So please, if you've had an experience out there with the Elvis, please contact the North American Elvis Project. I, Donny Cho, as the president and the founder, will be here to listen to your stories and read your emails. And yeah, and don't worry about being judged by the Bigfoot folks, guys. We're here for you.
I had one and the Elvis sang Pearl Jam and it wasn't good. Does that count?
That's funny. Too funny. Thank you, Two Shadows.
Yeah.
Thank you, Two Shadows.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. You guys, Brandy, what's yours?
I would think that besides Bigfoot and Dogman, if I can't say them, I would think Nessie. That is probably my first memory of a real cryptid, when I'm reading stories and things. I think Nessie would be mine.
Gotcha. Mine is the Jersey Devil. That just kind of creeps me out. Yeah. And Werewolf has a message for you, Donnie. Don't be cruel. I know, right? Now I got that in my head too.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Werewolf.
Okay, so all right. Okay, Morgan, she says, I'm more curious about what the Vatican archives than the Denver airport, though. That's true. Vatican, yeah, oh yeah.
I bet you they know.
I guarantee you they know. Absolutely, they know. All right, let's see. Steph the contractor says, has anyone observed evidence of any of the cryptids being able to crawl up surfaces like a gecko using van der Waal forces?
No.
I haven't either.
I've heard of like ghosts doing that, not cryptids.
Yeah, me too. Randy, you have anything on that?
I don't know. I mean, we still don't know a whole lot about reptilians, so that may be true.
Yeah, I don't know. This question is.
I mean, it could be alien, I guess. I would call it more alien then.
Yeah. Yep. Tex, what's your theory on Atlantis and then the Mer people connection?
I think Mer people are a cryptid. Okay, I don't think they're Mer people as we think they are. I think they're more along the lines of what was in Cabin in the Woods. If they have a connection with Atlantis, I think they were possibly like not a good thing to run into, but I think they were probably plentiful, but more so than they are now. Atlantis, I have not made up my mind about the whole Atlantis thing. There's a lot of evidence under the water that supports the theory that it was there. It's odd, though, that we don't find any skeletal remains among the debris.
Well, I mean, if it's underwater.
Yeah, and it's thousands and thousands and gazillion years ago. Maybe not.
Yeah, but you can still find whale bones. So, I mean, given the bacteria, well, I guess it would have been a lot more shallow. So, yeah, it's possible there wouldn't be any around. So,
yeah,
but
I believe I'm pretty convinced that Atlantis was a real place. I believe there was a great, like a really advanced civilization at one point in the past. A lot of people point to the Younger Dryas incident, which was about 11,600 years ago. Well, when that event occurred, which a lot of people also point could be the time when the Great Flood occurred, which was pointing to the time when the civilization that was known as Atlantis was brought underwater. I don't think it's too far outside the realm of possibility. And I think there's a lot of evidence in the, in antiquity, in the Bible, and in scientific data. And I'm a big fan of Graham Hancock, and I read a lot of his stuff. I think it's pretty plausible that a place like Atlantis was out there. Now, what it was, or at what level that they reached, now that's open to debate, right? That's open to interpretation, speculation. But yeah,
Yep.
I think it was.
I mean, we can't even decide. We can't even decide. What technology they use to make the things we find on Earth that we can't explain, that we can't recreate today.
Yeah,
So
figured out how to
storing
make the
something
pyramids.
underwater is,
Yeah.
you up the difficulty level 100 times. So
Yeah.
I think if we ever get a handle on what we've got above the water, that'll help us figure out what we've got going on below the water too.
Below the water. Yeah. All right. Next question. JD Smooth says, what do you think about lizard people? Donnie, you want to answer that one first?
I think they don't get talked about enough in the cryptid circles. I think there should be more shows about them. I think that's an interesting one, and I feel like, they've kind of fallen by the wayside in terms of these conversations. We need more reptilian talk in these shows, I think.
Yeah. I just don't know.
Sounds like we need to do a show.
Yeah.
We need to get old David Icke up in here. Talking about reptilians.
Reptilians.
And like speculating which celebrities are reptilians. That's my favorite part. Like which politicians or which
politicians.
Or like everyone's like, Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, he's a reptilian. That Mark Zuckerberg. Just look at him. Jeff Bezos kind of looks like a lizard. No, he looks more like a turtle.
Turtle.
Yeah. He looks like a man turtle.
Man turtle. Paul, what do you think?
Middle-aged mutant ninja turtle.
There you go. They live in the sewers. Yeah, they're certainly out there. I don't know much about them, but I've heard a few stories about them that they're around, and would be interesting to hear more.
Yeah.
So Donnie, why don't you have a show on it?
Yeah.
I do plan on it.
There we go.
Yep.
I want to do a poll of which celebrities people think are reptilians. I want to see which celebrity wins.
Which celebrity?
I think Tom Cruise is going to be at the top of the list.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I want to know if Tom Hanks makes the top 10. That's all I want to know. Tom Hanks.
Talking about the reptilian and lizard people and that type of thing, getting right back on the bandwagon of government does not have a sense of humor. Why did the emergency department of, was it South Carolina or North Carolina, one of them, their town, when there was an eclipse or a blood moon or something, put out a notification of an uptick in lizard man activity. And then they said it was a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know either. Here's an interesting question. 86 said, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Goatman, please. What do you guys think?
Well, again, much like the rake, like we've been talking about for a while now, is the Fae. These things have been around for thousands of years. We just call them different things. We call them straight up goat men because we're country. We can't pronounce satyr.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, but I also think they're on a spiritual level too. I don't think they are a flesh and blood creature.
I don't either. Brandy, what do you think?
From what I've read and everything else, I'm leaning more towards like a nasty entity, more on the demonic side than I would anything else.
Yeah. I have a friend who's seen one in the woods, and Brandy, you know this person. And he said that he said it was scary. You like the feelings of being scared, and he had that feeling before he saw it, and then he saw it had the horns and all. So, yeah,
those things are bad news.
yeah, I'd say bad news. Bad news.
Certainly
Well, guys,
scary.
yeah, this has been fun.
Yes, it
I
is.
appreciate y'all coming on, and I want to remind everybody tune into Paranormal Roundtable. Josh usually comes on around 9ish this evening, and we actually have a meeting, all of us here, and right after this, so we're going to head into that. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Who do we got tomorrow night, Paul?
We have Steve Skinner from going to talk about the haunted castle house in Brumley, Missouri.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. I'll be there in a couple weeks, actually.
Yeah, you will be. Awesome. Very cool. And then tomorrow night after Paranormal Paul, you got Paranormal Roundtable, and then we'll be live on Bigfoot Michigan Rob. So everybody tune in tomorrow night to all 3 of those shows. And appreciate everybody coming in tonight. This has been fun, been interesting. You guys have asked some great questions.
Yeah.
Yep. And thank you, Donny, Paul, and Tex for coming on and hanging with Brandy and I. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us.
So
Thank you.
until tomorrow, yeah. Well, most of us will see y'all tomorrow. So good night, everybody.
Flip flops.
Bye.